our thinking was, how can we be able to engage this huge number of volunteers? And then together with the discussion with the Secretary General, we said engaging the young people in fruit tree planting or planting of trees will be a very good initiative. And so we decided to apply for the Empress Shoken in order to engage the youth volunteers who make the biggest population of this country in fruit tree planting. When we received the funding, we managed to train up to volunteers from 10 branches, where we trained them on how to establish nursery beds in these 10 branches, and also we gave them the tools and seeds which they used to establish the nursery beds in their locations. And after establishing the nursery beds, we decided to go in for a countrywide campaign that was called the Go Green, where we engaged young people in distributing the seedlings to the communities, beneficiaries, and other members who would wish to plant more trees in their communities. As we speak, we have so far distributed up to 6,000 fruit trees to the different people, and had a lot of awareness in the communities, or using different medias and on communication, for dissemination to the people on creating awareness about the importance of fruit tree planting. Of course, this was not successful because only the Empress Shoken funding that we received, but also we had to do a lot in order to mobilize resources from the movement partners and other non-movement partners as well, including the public authority buy-in. That's what made us to really had a very successful campaign in the national society, and so far it has given us more opportunity to do more and to build more on what we initiated in 2021. And now we are planning for, we are having a bigger vision to support the government initiative of planting 100 million trees in 10 years to come, where the National Society is standing firm with the public authority to contribute and see what we can be able to do as a contribution of the National Society with the capacities and network of the volunteers that we have.
We are actually very excited. This planting of trees is very important for environmental change, as we were experiencing a hot weather changes, and once these trees were planted, it will immediately change the environment, where we will not be experiencing the hot environment anymore once we put effort for it to grow. It may need actually the care of these trees, seedlings, so that it is succeeded. So we are actually very, very happy for the campaign. This campaign will alert people that trees are very important in our environment, because some of our community, they don't know the importance of the trees, but we have to highlight this, and we have to extend the importance of the trees outside there, so that whoever stays in Juba City has also to contribute in other way around to plant any fruit trees in their own home environment, so that the environment change. Those trees planted, we were irrigating them. We have a borehole in our school. Since it was planted, it was a dry season. Actually, there are no rain, but we sustain them by pouring water every morning and evening. They are to be powered. Our watchman is helping in that exercise. Once he comes in the morning, he has to pour some water so that it can keep the trees energetic to wait for the season of the rains. Though our environment is very hard, having some rockies, but we are managing pouring this water. When fruit trees are planted, these fruit trees can rescue the situation of hunger before any other supports will come in. So this concern of the humanitarian support in planting of trees is really very important, because when people rely only on a ready-made food from time to time, they don't focus for the future of how to address their hunger, then we will continue to remain in the difficulties of the seasons from time to time. But when those fruit trees are planted and that season comes, the season will rescue the situation of people before people planted food for the other varieties of crops. Yeah, the tree planting in the community need awareness, actually, need awareness campaign, because most of the community, they ignore the importance of the trees. For them, they see only tree is like any other wood, which they can easily cut and they can easily destroy, but they don't know the importance part of it. So need much awareness. I think the communities around are to be aware. This will go straight away to city council, to aware people through the quarter council people, because these quarter council members are the one near to the residential areas. So this quarter council member people has to aware the citizens across the city at least to plant trees.
The impact of climate change in South Sudan is being felt by the entire population in South Sudan. And what I can say is that for the last 3 years, the impact has been severe in terms of flooding that has affected out of the 10 states, about 7 states were impacted, which resulted into a massive displacement of populations, loss of livestock, destruction of infrastructure like bridges, schools, health facility, roads were all washed away, and this had severe economic consequences in the population. It is estimated that over almost 1 million people were affected as a result of the flooding, and therefore climate change is real, and people should take it seriously in terms of how it will be overcome in future. We have been responding by providing assistance to people that have been severely affected by the flooding, in terms of providing emergency relief assistance, in terms of non-food items, shelter materials, first aid, and all those actions that are required for the people to be able to recover from the effects of the flooding or climate change consequences. Okay. Overall goal in contributing to climate change is that we would like to increase the green space by planting 1 million trees as a contribution towards the strategic plan of the government, which is talking of planting 10 million trees in the coming 10 years. And in ours, we have committed at least to plant 1 million trees through our network of volunteers across the country. And that will be our overall contribution towards the the government strategic plan of increasing the green space within the country. Of course, we need financial resources. We need technical support in terms of trainings for our technical staff. We also need training for our volunteers, because with building the capacities of the staff, the volunteers, then I think with our vast network within the country, we will be able to disseminate the messages that are related to the impact and the consequences of climate change, and how the people themselves can be able to contribute towards addressing issues of climate change within the population.